Alright, this is work in progress. Pick a card reading. So if you're a work in progress, such as myself, this is probably the reading for you. Um, but yeah, it's mostly probably about your job or project you're working on. But I do feel like it might be a little bit of everything. It's a mix between work, personal life, and just, stuff like that. So, anyway, we have the Maxwell Coffee, we have the sharp cheddar craft cheese, and we have the bacon, hickory smoked, um, smoked bacon. Yeah, natural. Natural. So, pick whichever resonates for you or that you like. The best is probably going to be bacon. If you're like me, it's probably going to be coffee or the cheddar. Anyway, moving on to the first one. Let's go with the coffee. Alright, so the bitter truth about your work. Bitter truth. We have the Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords is all is not as bad as it seems, hopeless. The worst is all in your head, anxiety, trauma. You have nothing to fear but fear itself. So, I do feel like it's like this can apply to anything. It doesn't have to be work related. It could be project related, and it could be self-esteem related because you are your own project. So, you know. And then we have the main issue that you're having. You have justice. So there's justice. You will get what you deserve for the better. Positive legal outcome, cause and effect, clarity, truth, good contracts, and commitments being made. So, like I said before, it could be personal. So, it could be a divorce, it could be legal stuff, it could be a lawsuit. It just could be like anything in general. Some good outcome. So, there you go. How to overcome an issue or the issue, an issue, a issue. So we have the Empress, which is financial abundance, fertility, nature, pregnancy and birth, desirable results, reassurance, supportive females, amazing results. So motherhood or fatherhood, parental hood, or it could be the fact that you started a business and it's paying off. So it could be that you just get money. I don't know, but it's something that is directly aligned with it. It's either pregnancy, money, nature, fertility, or something else that might have been a long shot. So we have something good about your work. We have the Knight of Pentacles, works hard, efficiently, takes their time, has the patience of a saint, is persistent, hard work, responsibility, can be relied on. So maybe you can be relied on, maybe other people can be relied on, maybe it's court related, or let's see, it's like just immediate. It could be immediately, like coffee, immediately. So I just feel like it's a legal case that goes well for you. I think for most of you, it's with your kids. For others of you, it could be with a particular person, or it could just be an outcome that you want to happen. It doesn't have to be legal at all. It just could be the truth or clarity, cause and effect of what was going on, to some degree. So whatever the case is, coffee group, I feel like you will be getting the outcome that you want. So if you like this, leave a like. If you like what I'm doing on here, subscribe. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, ideas for my next video, leave them in the comment section below, and I will read those. I read everything you give me. So I will see you in the next reading. So hopefully this, helps you out in some way, shape, or form. Alright, I'll see you later. Coffee. And then we go to Cheddar. Got that Cheddar. Alright, so the bitter truth about work, it doesn't have to be work, it could be something else that's going on. Like the last group, I think it was like legal, or it was the truth coming out. Okay, so let's see, the bitter truth about your work. So it's King of Cups. The King of Cups is intuitive, compassionate, emotionally mature, emotionally controlled, passion, balance, and devotion. So this could be home, or it could be a relationship. So the issue that you're having, you have the Devil in reverse. Devil in reverse is violence and abuse, freedom, psychological torture, let's see, cruel intentions, release, desire for nothing, positive, restoring control, addiction problems. So you might have some addiction problems. It's kind of what you're working on. It's could be overcoming them. It could be finding help. It's something that you're trying to fight, or you're trying to overcome in some way. So let's see, how to overcome this issue. We have the Ace of Cups. We so new love, spirituality, beginning of a relationship, feelings growing, potential, intuition, birth of a female, or new feelings. So you might have to move on from somebody, or you might have to start dating this person. So I do feel like you might be moving on from a relationship to a new one, so that old stuff doesn't come back and haunt you, or you can resolve romantic feelings you've had before, or romantic troubles that you had, romantic trauma. But I do feel like maybe you had relationship trauma or abuse in the past, and having another relationship with somebody who's just like really nice, or who's like really considerate, understanding, kind of knows where you're coming from, or they've been through it themselves. You can relate to this person and like move on from what you've been dealing with, and actually feel calm, secure, and just feel comfortable. I feel like it might be a little bit of like, trying to get back on the right footing as far as your love life's concerned, because of a bad experience you had. So something good about your work. We have the Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups in reverse. You'll get what you want, but it won't be best for you. Sluggishness, dissatisfaction, lack of inner joy, too much focus on status, attention, and physical pleasure. So you might have a bit of a, you might have a bit of a fetish that is out of the wheelhouse of somebody else that you might be dating. So it's kind of hard to like say you like a certain thing when it's kind of like, I'm trying to get away from a certain thing that's related to that type of thing, like BDSM or something to that effect. But some people, they like that stuff so much that they can't get away from it, or they have a sex addiction. which, like, they need it constantly, and a lot of people can't provide because due to work and other related personal things, like, outside of the relationship, so it could be a bit of an issue. But I feel like it's a lot of stuff. It's like, you know, if you have an addictive personality, you kind of want everything that comes with it, the attention, the status, the physical pleasure, all that stuff. It's all put into one package. But I don't think it's too healthy because it does lead to other things. It could also lead to failure in business because your addiction outruns like what you actually need out of life. A want exercising out of a need. That's why it becomes an addiction in the first place. But anyway, group 2, I hope this helps you out in some way. I do feel like it might be a deep-seated issue with your relationship, or it has to do with addictions. It has to do with some type of obsession or addiction. So you're gonna have to work through that. You're gonna have to find some way to deal with it. You might have to go to therapy. You might have to seek other avenues. But I do feel like it's entirely up to you. But I would go with the either journaling or a therapist. Self-therapy can be fun too. But you had to write everything down and you had to analyze yourself, which I do all the time. But it's kind of crazy to explain to somebody else. Anyway, I hope this helps you out in some way, group 2. You know, and, you know, you figure it out. But, yeah, if you like this reading, leave a like. If you like what I'm doing on here, subscribe. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, ideas for my next video, leave them in the comment section below, and I will read those. I read everything you give me, believe it or not. Alright? So, I will see you in the next one, alright? Bye now. Alright, so we have bacon. It actually feels like a little package of bacon. Alright, so the bitter truth about your work. It could be anything, it doesn't have to be work. The Ace of Swords in reverse. Ace of Swords in reverse is great. Hate, things moving too fast, an inability to choose an idea, a cut of an accident, a cause of an accident, painful treatment, confusion, brutality, and chaos. So there's a bit of chaos. You might not be able to like keep up with your job or keep up with your personal life or everything that's going on in the news. Who can, but you know, whatever. So let's see the main issue that you're having. The Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups is stupidity, naivety, obsession with somebody who overlooks the obvious for the sake of love, insecurity, and dependence. So, you could be codependent on somebody, you could have an obsessive personality, or you could just be very naive. If it's, you know, personal life experience, work, love in general. I do feel like it could be a bit of puppy love for some. But, I do feel like lust can be mistaken for love a lot. But it's not a bad thing. It's more of a karmic energy, but, you know. Some people have karmic energy, but it develops into something later. So, yeah, so. How to overcome the issue. We have the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords is gossips with an ill intent, spies on people, manipulation. All talk is two-faced, deception, spends too much time watching and judging other people. So you could be obsessed with somebody and they might have somebody else. And you're trying to talk yourself up, and that's toxic. and you might make yourself look bad or fall on your face, because it will happen. It's karma. It'll happen. But I do feel like your own jealousy is kind of gonna draw this person away anyway, that you could be obsessing about. Anyway, we have the last one, which is something good about your work. You have the Ace of Pentacles. So, small money, bad investment, lost opportunity, mischance, initial return, but nothing long term. Future failures despite promising start, and hard work needed. So you might need to put in a lot more work. You might have to actually do more work than most people around you, which is kind of hard for some people to think about. But it's like, mostly with companies, they're looking for long term. With people in relationships, it's the kind of thing that's like you had to put in a lot of work in order to make something work. It just doesn't happen. Like, some people are like, oh, I want the fantasy and all this. I'm like, I'm not a fan of fairy tales. I'm a fan of, like, horror films, because it's absolutely true. It's like somebody obsesses about you, you become a thing, and then, like, it's either something breaks or you survive it and you live to tell about it. Like, you get to tell the story. But, yeah, some things you have to actually take the opportunity to look at, work on, do self-improvements, but you can't just wing it or talk bad about somebody else when they could be kind of the star of the show. Like, some people try to get me fired, but, like, I'm the one that brings in, like, the metrics for the whole section of company, which my section in banking is actually 8 cubicles full of like 4 people, so it's like 24 people and I'm the highest, and you're trying to get me fired. I don't think so. But you kind of have to be that mentality. You kind of have to be like in there working. You don't have time to talk to nobody. You don't have time to talk about nobody. You don't even know people's names around you. I don't know half of those people at work, but they know me. Like, I'm the top one, so naturally they would. But you can't be talking junk about somebody, because if your employer hears that, you're out the door. So just remember that. Just remember that you kind of play humble, but also have an ego about you that you don't share with anybody. If your ego is what you're hiding in your poker hand, nobody knows that you have it. So it's kind of like, oh, she doesn't have anything, so we're just gonna go about our business. It's not something that's gonna be in somebody's face. So anyway, group 3, I do feel like working hard, self-motivating, self-analyzing. If you're having a bad day, you need to find some way to make it better. But yeah, don't be talking about people at work, because believe you me, the bosses talk more than anybody about who's leaving, who's doing a good job, and who is getting a promotion a week after. So, you don't have to do that. Anyway, so if you like this, leave a like. If you like what I'm doing, subscribe. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, ideas for my next video, leave them in the comment section below, and I will read those. And, business, love, relationship, personal life, you should always try to do better than you did yesterday, so that you can achieve more later on. But, I'm self-motivated. Some people aren't, some people are. It depends if you need rest or you need a self day, but you need to make sure that you're better than yourself yesterday. Alright, and I will see you in the next video, alright, group 3? Bye now.